14 of Operation Crafty Capers, the second last play scheme of this year. It's gone by really quick. I don't know about you, but I just feel it's gone by really quick. So we'll get stuck into this week's craft, then you'll have your game and your quiz and joke at the end of the video as usual. So this week, sticking with the summer theme, we are going to be making a butterfly sun catcher. And when you hold it up to the light, you'll see the light coming through the bits of tissue paper, and it'll just bonny up your window or wherever you decide to put it. So that's what we're making today. So for this, from your kit, you're going to need some glue, your scissors. You might need your pens depending on how you decide to draw the outline of your butterfly. But I'm opting for a pencil, which you'll have from your pencil case. And because I'm not sure if the pencil's going to work on the video, I'm going to be using a white colouring in pencil just so you can see the outline better. I'll just pop that to the side. So from your kit, you're going to need your black A4 piece of paper. Oops, all is static. Your clear A4 piece of acetate, and as you can see, pieces of tissue paper. Now, I think on the what you'll need slide, I put you'll have 5 pieces of coloured tissue paper, but I noticed in my kit I've only got 4. So I don't know if I've made a mistake on my kit or if I've made a mistake on the slide, but you'll have 4 or 5 different colours of tissue paper. So we'll start with our A4 piece of paper, the black paper here, and what we're going to do is hold it landscape, which means the long edge is at the top, and then we're going to fold it in half, like so. And this bit is important. We need to make sure that the folded edge stays where you're making your butterfly. And as I've said already, I'm left-handed, so my closed edge is going to be on the left. But because you're right-handed, your closed edge is going to be on the right-hand side where your drawing hand is. So just look out for that when you're doing the outline of your butterfly, that the closed edge is on the right side for your drawing hand. So I'll put it back to the left for me, but remember, right if you're right-handed. And we'll lay it flat on the table, and then we'll get our pencil and we'll start with the body of the butterfly. Now the body of the butterfly is sort of like a sausage shape, but because we've folded our paper in half, we're only going to need to draw half of our butterfly, so that'll save us some time. So what you're going to do is the closed side of your paper, you're going to draw half a sausage. So start at the top, leaving a little space for the butterfly's little antenna, and then draw half a sausage. So it's like a little hill. So we'll draw our sausage and then just come to the bottom there. And I'm not sure how clear this pencil is going to be for you, but see if you can see that bit there. That's the sort of sausage shape that we're aiming for. And then we need to do his little antenna, and so that's just going to be a little rectangle at the top of his head. So just find a bit at the top of his head and draw a rectangle like that. Don't know if you can see that there, but we'll get a still of it to let you see better. And then we're going to do the butterfly's wings. Now, if you imagine you're drawing a capital B, or if you want to turn it the other way, you could be doing the top of a heart. It depends on how you want to do it. But just imagine a capital B or the top of a heart. And I'll let you see what I'm talking about once I've drawn mine. So we'll start near the top of the head and do the curve down, and then bring it back out and back to the body. And I'll just try and make the outline a bit clearer there for you to see what I'm meaning. So that's it if it was a B shape, and that's it if you went for the heart shape, like that. And then because it's a sun catcher, we need to do a smaller B or a smaller heart shape inside the one we've just drawn. So come down a little bit from the line we've just drawn, and then just copy what we've done, but on the inside of that line. So now it looks like a thick outline of a B or the thick outline of a heart, like so. Then we cut it out. So I don't know if you've found that your cutting out has got better over the weeks that we've been doing craft, or if it's the same, but hopefully your cutting out has got better because you've been practicing. I know when we met in craft club, when we got to meet in the community centre, you would get lots of help with your cutting out. So I don't know if you're getting help at home or if you're managing to do it yourself. But either way, well done for keeping going. So just watch the antenna when we cut that bit out there, and just cut that bit out, put that away. Remember to recycle it, just don't leave it lying about. And that's the outline of your butterfly. But then we need to do the inside bit. So a little trick if you want to cut something out on the inside is to fold the paper a little bit, get your scissors and cut a hole into there. Then you can get your scissors in and start cutting the inside without cutting into your outline. And I'll let you see what that looks like when I've finished mine. So it might seem a bit like, oh, I can't do that, but give it a try. And you never know what you can do until you do it. Try, try, try. It's all part of learning something new and going with it to get on to the next bit. So that's that bit cut out. Remember to recycle. And that is what we're left with. And because we had the closed edge of the butterfly, when we open it out, we have the whole butterfly like that. So if we pop that down there and take our clear bit of acetate, hopefully without bits of tissue paper stuck to it. It's like a Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier kind of thing. And what we're going to do is put the acetate down on the table like that, get our butterfly that we've just cut out, and we're going to pop glue all around every bit of our butterfly, like that. And because we're doing it on top of the acetate, it's not going to stick to the table or put glue all over the table either, because we'll get into trouble for that. So the glue goes all the way around the butterfly's wings, like so. And up there, oh, it's a big bit of glue. And then once you've glued all of the back of your butterfly, turn it round and stick it down onto your acetate like so. So you've got your butterfly stuck to your acetate. Then you get your 4 strips of tissue paper, rustle, 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 and we'll put them, they'll be a bit squashed because they've been in your kit bag of your envelope, but that's fine. Just lay them out like that, and one more. So they're all laid out like that. Then fold it in half so it looks like a creepy sort of octopus squid thing going on. And then put the closed edge at the bottom. Get your scissors and just cut little strips of your tissue paper, like that. They don't have to be neat, and I wouldn't make them too chunky and I wouldn't make them too thin. Try to get them so you've got a decent amount of the colour that you're wanting to use. Oh, that one's going away, so we'll just cut that one. And I think that's me got enough. So I'll pop this to the side. I wouldn't throw this away, there's still quite a lot there, so we could use that for another craft at a later date, or you could make confetti, throw it around the house but clean it up after yourself, or come up with your own craft that you want to make something with the scraps you've got left from your crafts you've done in the past. So I'll just pop that to the side just now and close the scissors like that. And what we're going to do, is not blow away the tissue paper. We're going to take our glue again, and where the butterfly's wings are, we're going to put lots and lots of glue on the clear acetate. Lots and lots of glue all over the wings, like so. And then do the same on the other side. So lots and lots of glue all over the butterfly's wings. And then I'll just pop the lid on the glue so it doesn't dry out. And there you go, you've got lots of glue all over the wings. Ooh. And try not to blow your tissues away. Now, it's up to you if you want to do a symmetrical pattern, which means it's a pattern that repeats on both sides of the wings. You can have stripes, you could have randomness. It's up to you. You decide how you want to put the pieces of tissue paper onto your butterfly's wings. So start at any bit that you want to, and just pop down a piece of tissue paper and pat it down. And then take another one and do the same. Try not to go too much over the black outline of the butterfly, because you want to make it look neat, because if it's on the window you'll see it from both sides. So you want to keep it as neat as possible. So just carry on building up your pieces of tissue paper, and because we've stuck the glue onto the acetate rather than gluing each bit of tissue paper, we've saved ourselves getting into a bit of a sticky mess. So we'll just continue going round like that, all the way around. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So have you got all your school uniform looked out for starting school in 2 weeks' time? Exciting stuff. Get to see all your friends again, see what they've been up to. And get back in. You might have a new teacher, depends on how the school have decided to do the classes this year. But it's all good. You'll still have your friends, and if your friends aren't in the same class as you, you can still see them at break time and lunch time and after school and at the weekends, so it's no biggie. Still get to see them. And pop that on there. So as you can tell, I've went for randomness. I'm not caring what order I'm putting my bits of tissue paper on. But that's fine. If there's little bits that stick up, you can just cut them out of the way to keep it neat. And we'll just I'm trying to decide on my head while I'm doing this if I should keep going or if I should press pause on the video and meet you at the end once I've done it. But we're nearly there now, so I'll just keep going and I'll try and think of things to say as I'm doing it. You'll have your game at the end of this craft, and hopefully you like it. It's a bit strange. It's a 2-player, but I'll tell you more about that later. And then you'll have your quiz with the answers from last week and then this week's questions, and then your cheesy joke. And thankfully, there are loads of cheesy jokes, so I managed to find one for each week of Operation Crafty Capers. What colour? We'll just get some red. So we'll see how we get on with that. And as normal, once you've finished your craft, you can send me in a picture to show off your handiwork, and we can stick it onto Facebook so everyone can see how good you are at doing your crafts. I'll just neaten off some of the edges there. That one a bit. There we go. And that is the tissue paper done for the wings of the butterfly. So the last thing we need to do is cut it out. Now if you leave the head bit till last, because I'm going to show you something there just for finishing off the butterfly. So you be neat so that the acetate is cut the same as the black paper, so that you don't have a double edge going on. And just carefully work round your butterfly's wings and cut round the acetate so that you're just left with the outline of the butterfly. So remember to leave the head, because I'm going to show you that bit at the end. And we'll just cut round up without trying to take too much of the black paper away. Oops. Get that bit and cut round there. And keep going. I've just noticed I've missed a bit out when I've been doing the tissue paper. So if you notice any gaps, you could go back and fill them in with another bit of tissue paper. And we're nearly there. So get to the end of there and cut down. And there we go. Now the head bit's got the antenna, and it might be a bit tricky to cut out. So take your time while you're doing this, and I would recommend leaving the acetate between the two antennae, because then you could make a little hole and put string through it to hang it up, so that you could hang it beside the window rather than stick it onto the window, so it gives it a bit of movement if the window's open. So it's like a bit of a flutter for your butterfly. Flutter for the butterfly. So we'll just cut the outside edge of the antenna, like so. And then the same on the other side, like that. And the glue will dry clear, so don't worry if you're seeing bits of glue on the other side of the acetate. You won't see them for long once they've all dried up. And that is your butterfly sun catcher. I just turn it around. I don't know if you'll get to see the shine on the wings like that, but by keeping the bit of acetate at the top, we've created that little bit that we can hang a bit of string or ribbon from if you wanted to, or you could just stick it to the window. And that's that. So that is your butterfly sun catcher. And then remember to tidy up all your bits and pieces, don't leave them lying around. And I'll see you in another bit where we'll do our game. See you soon. here is our game for this week. This week it's a balloon race. And I haven't actually done this myself, so it's going to be interesting for all of us. So you'll have your 2 balloons, 2 straws, and your string in your kit. And you'll need some scissors and sellotape. And I'm using a balloon pump to pump up the balloons. And if you've got one of those, great. If not, make sure you know whose balloon is whose so that you're not sharing the balloon. So what you need to do is get 1 straw and your scissors and decide what length you think will be fastest for your balloon. Now that doesn't make much sense just now, but it will in a minute. So I am going to go for that length, and I've gave you a whole straw so you can experiment with different lengths. And the other straw, I'm going to make it shorter. And the other person that's playing with you, it's usually 2 people that can play this game, so they would decide what length they want their straw to be. Now you've got 2 lengths of string that are hopefully not as tangled up as mine. Definitely, hopefully, not tangled up as much as mine. And what you're going to do is get one end of the string and thread your piece of straw onto the string, like so. And I'll just pop that back on the table so the length doesn't make it fall down. And the other piece of straw goes on the other piece of string. Tongue twister for you. So it might be a bit frayed, but just twist it and thread your piece of straw onto your string, like so. Pop that there. Now you get your balloon and warm it up for the race. And you're going to need a little bit of sellotape, if I can find the end. Not too big, because balloons are not fans of sellotape. So we'll go with that, and I'll just pop that like that for the next one. So you're going to get your balloon, put your straw on top of your balloon like that and tape it in place. Not too much, because the balloon needs to expand with air and the sellotape's going to stop that from happening to all of the balloon. So that might be interesting later as well. But now you've got a balloon that can move across the piece of string, and we need to do that for the other balloon. So we'll warm that one up for the race. Then we'll get our piece of sellotape and just a little handy tip: once you're finished using your sellotape, fold over a little lip of it so that when you go to use it the next time, you can find the end easier than searching the whole roll to find the end of the sellotape. So we've got our straw on our string. We're going to get our balloon, pop the straw onto the balloon, and then tape it in place with our bit of sticky tape, sellotape, like that. And what would usually happen here is that you would get a drawing pin or sellotape and stick one end of the string to one end of the room, and then see what you could stick the other end of the string to. So if you were in the lobby or hall, you could stick it across there, because the lobby or hall's the smallest room for narrowness. Or you could get some furniture and stick it to the ends of the furniture. But what I'm going to be doing is using trusty person 1 for one end of the string, because they were very useful earlier when we did elastics. So I'm going to get my piece of string and I'm going to tie it to person 1. You wouldn't usually tie string around the neck of any person, so maybe I shouldn't call it person 1. We'll go with easel. Easel 1 has string around their neck. I think I'm going to get complaints for this video. And they are going to stand, they're not going to stand because they're an easel, they're going to go over there. And then easel 2, not person 2, easel 2. They are going to get string around the top part of their easel, which is going to be out of shot. And I'm going to see how much string to tie around to fit the length of 2 tables that I've got put together. It's amazing what you can do when you improvise. And imagination fits you for life. And then I'm just going to move them so that the string becomes what's known as taut. It's tight, it's not saggy. You hold that one. I've got some helpers today. Thank you. And what we're going to do is repeat. So easel 3, not person 3, is going to have the same. They're going to have a piece of string around the top of them, and I'm going to tie that there. So you can see what furniture you've got in your house, or if it's close to a wall and furniture, you'll figure it. So they're going to go over there, and then, can you guess? Easel 4 is going to get a piece of string around them. And we'll see, just move that out of the way, how far I need to put that. So it needs to come up a bit more. It'll be like that. And then I'll tie the string around easel 4. Like so. I think the 2 pieces of string, I think, are 2 meters each. I think I cut them to 2 meters each, if that helps with anything. And my lovely assistant is going to hold on to easel 4. And you can see the start of the balloon race. Now, I'm just going to show you, this is going to be a 1 balloon race, but there would usually be 2. I'm going to get my balloon pump and I'm going to blow up the balloon, and hopefully it doesn't burst. Oh, it came off. Oh well. You live and learn. So we're going to blow up our balloon. And you'll notice that mine say happy birthday, because when I went to my local shop I had to buy a significant amount of balloons, and this is all they had left at the end. But they were happy to sell them. So I'm going to stick, no I'm not, I'm going to get stuck myself. Bear with. I'm going to stick my balloon back onto my straw. I don't know if we can get slow motion on this video, so it'll be quite quick. But you would have your balloons, the two people would have their balloons at one end, the starting line of the race. And imagine both balloons are blown up. You would have 3, 2, 1, and it's a non-starter. It's not a happy balloon. No. He was not ready for the race. Okay. I'm thinking. I'm going to try blowing up the balloon again. And I'm going to try a bit smaller this time. And thankfully I kept the end of my sellotape so I can find it quickly. And my assistant is just blowing up the other balloon. So I don't know if you can still hear me or if you just hear a wheezing sound from an asthmatic balloon pump. So just fold the end of the sellotape over, because I guess we're going to need it again. And I'm going to attempt to stick my balloon onto my straw again. Try and keep the string tight. And 3, 2, 1. Oh! This is going to need more work. But what would happen usually is your balloon would race across your piece of string to the other end of the string, which would be the finish line. So it seems to be moving freely across the string. So I guess I just have balloons who don't believe in racing. Maybe they're just the type of balloons, hey, everyone's a winner. There doesn't need to be a first and second. Oh, nearly. That was, it made progress. We'll call that progress. And it looks quite sad, doesn't it? It looks like washing on the washing line. But see what you can come up with and see if you can get your balloons to race. If you can, send me a video of your balloons racing and I'll pop it onto Facebook so that everyone can see that it does work. I've seen it working. I should have just put more prep into mine. But it's a learning experience. Maybe happy birthday balloons don't like racing. I don't know. But see what you come up with. And you'll move on from this part of the video onto your quiz. And I'll see you next week, which will be the last week of Summer Play Scheme, where I'll have another craft for you. See you next week. Bye.